Welcome back to the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by Parkside Cabin Rentals. Cozy cabins, big cabins, huge cabins. Cabins away from town or cabins a stone's throw from Gatlinburg's main drag. Cabins near creeks and rivers, cabins with hot tubs and pool tables. If you need a Smoky Mountain getaway, visit ParksideCabinRentals.com and pick out the perfect cabin for you. Dozens and dozens and dozens of different floor plans, blueprints, layouts, whatever you want to call them. You can see them all. You can pick the one you like. ParksideCabinRentals.com. Okay, Chase Dollander looked like the SEC pitcher of the year yesterday as he cruised through 7 innings, striking out 5 and allowing just 2 runs on 5 hits, no walks. Great day when they needed it most. And when you look at the Vols, they won at 12-4 yesterday, but when you look at the Vols overall, that pitching has been a little suspect of late. Let's take a look at the numbers. Versus non-conference foes this year, they allowed 2.3 runs per game. Versus SEC foes this year, 3 runs per game. In the NCAA tournament, regionals and super regionals, you're at 5.0. And if you factor in the SEC tournament with the NCAA tournament, you're at 3.9. So you're basically a run more. You're giving them a run more in the postseason, 2 runs more in the regionals and super regionals. Do you look at that and say, well, you played better foes in the postseason? Of course that's going to happen. Or do you say, nah, I'm losing a little confidence in the pitching at Tennessee right now? Where are you guys?
I'm in the losing a little confidence in the pitching right now camp because I just thought it was too consistent from weekend to weekend, that they were inconsistent from weekend to weekend. And do they get a little tired? I mean, does the book just get so thick that you now know this guy's got 3 pitches, period, that's it? Lost a little bit of confidence in them.
Well,
that's the reason I went with pitching being more important earlier.
You've also been concerned, I think it's a legit concern, that you've got a lot of young pitchers. Could they have possibly hit some
hit the wall? You hear about it in the NBA, the NFL, they hit a rookie wall. Maybe that's what it is, that you've played so much, so long, so well, that you've just backed up a little bit.
I asked Tony Vitello that very question. If the 2 freshman pitchers hit a freshman wall, he said not physically, but maybe mentally. But I'll say this, 3.9 runs a game, that's still pretty darn good. That's like going from shooting 90% free throws to 80%. I'll still take it. So I'm not really concerned about the pitching. Is it as great as it was earlier? No, but it's still good enough.
I think there's some concern about Blade Tidwell. I think his velocity may be down some, and his location was definitely off. On those home runs, you know, when you got the catcher up, sitting down and in, and the pitch is up and away, 3 of their 4 home runs were hit to right field. So I think you start with Blade Tidwell on that. And then Ben Joyce is another one. They can throw it 105, but how many does he spike in the ground short? And he's throwing more off-speed pitches. So, I think that's where your concern is, to me, is Blade Tidwell. And if you move forward, does he still be your day 1 starter when you're in the College World Series?
And that's the reason I go with the pitching being more important today, is because you don't want to get jumped on early. You don't want to, even if you got all the confidence in the world that they're going to score 9 runs and they're down 3-0. I just think being down 3-0, you've got to score 3 to be able to get back to even. I would rather see them get blanked than come out, you dig a hole, and then count on the hitting.
I just look at, we're pointing out that, I think you nailed it, we're pointing out 5 runs per game in the postseason. Ooh, well, you're scoring 10. So, you know, granted, if this were a team that scored 5 runs a game, that would concern me more. It's a team that scores 9-10 runs a game, it doesn't freak me out. Do I feel as good about it now as I would have a month ago? No. I think that's legit. But I haven't lost tons of confidence in their overall ability to win today and then go win in Omaha.
One of Dollander's worst performances was this previous start until this one, right?
Right.
And look how good he was. Look, Tidwell's pitched great. He had 1 bad outing.
Yeah.
So I'm still confident.
No, I'm just talking, is the velocity down just a little, and it appears it is, and the location is definitely off.
In 1 game.
Well, 1 game. 1 big game. And Notre Dame's team batting average, Notre Dame's batting .295, and that's like 51st in the country. That's a pretty good lineup. 8 of their 9 position players are seniors or have already graduated. That's a pretty good baseball team you're trying to beat.
Okay. Very good. If Tennessee is going to win today and then win it all in Omaha, we've talked a little bit. We've talked hitting, we've talked pitching, we've talked discipline, umpires. If Tennessee's going to win today and then win it all in Omaha, What are the biggest obstacles between them and a national championship? We're going to rank that on the board next. I want to see what least concern, biggest concern. And we might have just touched on the biggest. Come on back on the Sports Source.